Hey everybody, my name is The Cove and I am here with AngryLanks.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
And we are here for the 9th Retro Games Racing Race. Today we are, as you can see, going to be racing Super Mario Bros. 2, in which Lanks has a sub-9 really good time. Lanks, do you want to take a minute and just kind of talk about your speedrunning career a little bit?
Yeah, I got started with speedrunning seriously about 2 years ago. This was before I had a computer, so I would just record myself on a VHS. I had a VCR set up to a TV, and I would do Ninja Gaiden runs just on my own time. I watched Dexter's run to kind of get a grasp of that game and how it operates. I didn't realize he didn't actually have the world record because I looked at SDA for runs, and I didn't realize speedrun was a thing. I didn't realize Twitch was a thing. And then I discovered Twitch, got a computer, started streaming attempts, and the rest is history. That's pretty much how I got into speedrunning.
Nice. And how many world records do you have right now?
I only have world records in Contra currently, but I have 5 of them, I believe, if you count the 2 co-op records.
Okay, but you are a really top runner in a lot of different games.
I've got some number 2 spots and some number 3 spots in some competitive games here and there.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, let's get back to this month's race. We have 5 racers this month, it looks like. We have the 4 that you can see on stream, Zenkaroshi, Ibuba7, Mannix, and Mr. McButters, who was the... Did Butters win last one? Yeah, Butters won last month's race. Yes, sorry. I should have taken notes for this. And then we will also have Tubes, who will be off the stream to start, but as soon as somebody finishes, or if Tubes is making a run for first, we'll try to get him up there so we can see him too. Do you have any thoughts on the game? Because I know you speedrun this. I haven't learned this yet, Lanks, but I need to, I'm actually probably going to start learning this today after this race, so it's nice timing. But do you have any tips for, if people are going to run this game, or, what do we have to watch out for during this run?
So it's honestly, this is a very execution-heavy run in general, and it's not a super easy game to learn, in my opinion. And there's some really dangerous spots, and depending on what sort of strategies you implement, it can be it could just end somebody's pace. Especially 6-2, where there's these birds you're jumping across. It's actually easier than it looks, but if you mess it up, you're gonna lose a life completely because you're just gonna fall into a pit. But for people wanting to get into this game, actually, I think this would be a really good first speed game because it is a little more challenging, and I think it would make you a stronger speedrunner in the end if you started with a game like this, because it has good controls, it's very well made, but there's also easier strats you can start with. So you can, there's a nice beginner tutorial made by Retro Bob as well, who is just frames behind the world record with another 825 just behind ILM. So there's great resources. So I would say this would be an excellent first game for somebody to get into speedrunning with, honestly.
With the difficulty though, is it going to be something that might be a little too tough for a first game, or do you think it's easy enough to finish, but then the wealth of strategies to make your time faster there are so many that it could keep you going for a long time?
Yeah, I think it's easy enough to finish if you don't go for everything crazy. If you take your time and sort of implement and learn strats in kind of a slower manner, and just there's a basis you can use to really easily get a sub 11 time in this game without too much work. So I really don't think it's too bad to start off with this game, because you can work at it on your own pace. You don't have to go for crazy stuff right out of the gate. So
okay, awesome. And I think we are going to get started here in just a few seconds. So here we go. I am totally ready for this.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
Yep, and the countdown is going in SRL, so we will be going in probably about 5 or 10 seconds.
Perfect. Yeah, this should be a fun race to watch because this game has some really neat tricks. So we'll see what everybody implements here. It'll be fun to watch. And you already see some different strategies, in terms of character choice here for the first stage. Toad is the best choice because he's the fastest character in general, and you'll notice right here at the start, these people, whoever's Toad, is going to pick up a Shy Guy because Toad actually runs faster while carrying an enemy. Where Luigi and Princess have a slower running speed in general, but they have such great jumping abilities that it does make it easy to traverse the stage. So they're not a bad choice for the first stage if you just want to get through the level and not have too much of a headache.
I actually really like what Butters is doing here too. He grabbed the 1-up.
Yeah.
And like he is doing like actual like safety race strats, and even though that's not like the fastest way you can do things, like I could definitely see it paying off here.
It could definitely pay off, because this game, like I was mentioning earlier, it's very execution heavy. If you make the tiniest mistake, it kills you. It doesn't just like set you back a little bit. You're talking about a 40-second time loss in some places. So it could be a very wise choice.
Yep, and like we see, Zenkaroshi did go down attempting to get the I don't know what you call that, the ladder skip,
the ladder clip. Yeah, it's a bit of a tighter frame than it might seem. It's a consistent trick once you've done it enough times, but until then it can be very iffy. And yeah, so because Bubba chose Luigi and just had a nice easy path, he's got the lead right now. Or is it Booba or Bubba? I'm not sure if I'm saying it right.
That is a very, very good question. I'm going to go with Booba, but there's no guarantee on the accuracy of that statement.
So I think it's cool that Booba used the key, because you see how quickly he killed Birdo with it. And that, the alternative would be to try the veggie glitch with Toad, which is very difficult. It's a frame perfect trick. But the key kills Birdo instantly. You don't have to wait for the egg cycles. Each egg cycle costs 4.3 seconds. So really cool. I think it's a pretty smart choice the way Bubba's running this. He's very marathon smart in this, I'd have to say, and he's got the lead because of it right now.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Zenka is definitely having some trouble. It looks like he might have just reset instead of continuing.
Yeah, I think he took a death trying to go for the carpet ride trick. I think he may have gone for the faster damage boost setup, which is only worth going for if you want to try the veggie glitch. So I assume he must be wanting to try the veggie glitch, but it's definitely cost him a good amount of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, Zenka definitely likes to go all in with his strats, which it's really fun to watch, but it's definitely riskier.
So yeah, it looks like Bubba switched to Toad now, and the World 4 is actually pretty straightforward. It's not so bad. The real speedrun starts in World 6, most people say, because early on, if you're not going for veggie glitch, then there's not too much of anything that's like crazy challenging in this run. But World 6 is where it's going to get hairy. So we might see a lead change or some interesting things happen coming up in 6-1 here, because 4-1 and 4-2 are basically pretty straightforward stages. And I see Butters is just chilling with Princess, which is like very smart as well for consistency's sake.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a safety race scenario, Princess does allow a lot of safety, because if you mess up a jump, we'll hover a bit. We're good now.
All right, I don't think Zenka decided to forego trying veggie glitch. She's just gonna do the egg cycle normal way with Birdo fight here on the stage 1-2.
I think that's smart though. It's from what I can tell, it's like such an impossibly hard trick.
It's very frustrating. It makes the run a lot less fun, that's for sure.
So how about these whales? Like I feel like the whales can be pretty slippery sometimes.
So basically, you have to be careful in this game. You can, like, if you time it right, you can just drop onto the tails in certain places and jump. But if you press jump too early, the jump won't register. I think it's like the first frame you land, perhaps, it just doesn't seem to want to cooperate. So you just need to not jump too early. And they're not just like stage 6-2, the whales aren't as bad as they look once you learn the appropriate route and the right jump heights. But it takes some practice for sure. And it cost me a lot of runs early on. I think it cost everybody a lot of runs early on when they're learning the game.
Gotcha. And Char, you can change characters in between each level, but not during each level.
Yeah. So 6-1, this is, in my opinion, this is the most frustrating stage in the run. For most people, like most people hate 6-1, so it's way harder. Like 6-2 looks more impressive to people because there's the pit beneath you, but 6-1, all the jumps are much more precise. And Bubba's doing great on it. He's already at the Birdo fight, and he's killing it. Hopefully he doesn't get hit. All right, nice. He barely clutched that out. And you have that dig situation, which is a bit tricky. And you can see Mannix now pulling ahead of Butters here because of Toad strats. It's so much more advantageous on 6-1 than Princess.
Yeah, but the three of them are actually pretty close.
Very close, yeah. Yeah, if Zenka hadn't taken that early death. This would be a very close race, 4 ways, I believe. Oh, wow. Yeah, Bubba's got hit, but he's still doing really well on 6-2, nailing these bird jumps. And it looks so cool. So hopefully Birdo doesn't become a problem since he's already taken a hit. You see Mannix is just going to ride the bird across, which is definitely not an unsafe move.
I imagine from what we've seen with Butters that he will do something similar here. Yep.
Yeah.
Char. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lanks.
I was gonna say, I think Bubba's playing to win, man.
No, he definitely is. So Char, Tubes is also racing. He is right now. You can't see him on stream, obviously, but he is on 6-1. So he is just 1 level behind the 3 here.
Yeah, Bubba nailed the bird jumps. That was nice. He went all out and it paid off. He's on 6-3. This is an interesting stage. I'm just curious to see if he goes to the potion jump here. I'm sure he will. It saves so much time if you get it. It's not a very easy trick.
How much time does it save? Oh, he didn't quite get high enough there.
That's all right. He can go under the sand. But yeah, I think it saves like 20 seconds, maybe? Like if you nail it first try, I think it saves 20 seconds. I'm not exactly sure. It's a big chunk of time.
That was interesting, though. So Mannix didn't even go for it, and he's almost caught back up. Like,
yeah, he's right there.
He was at 6:51 when Booba went through the door. He's 5 seconds behind.
So yeah, missing that potion jump was enough to cause enough of a loss in time for Mannix to catch back up that much. I think even if you get the potion jump second time, it's still faster than going through the sand, but 3 times I think is kind of evens out. So pretty smart to just go for it once and then bail on it, honestly. See how Tri-Clyde you beat through one.
Mannix had a better Birdo fight too. This is really close now. This is really good.
No damage boost strats here. They're just playing it safe, looks like. Just gonna do 3 hits. Uh-oh, threw it to the left on accident.
And Mannix has the lead.
Yep. Oh no. Bo's being a little too careful in this fight, in my opinion. When you're big Luigi, you can actually just jump up and throw the thing to the right, and it will just land on Tri-Clyde and hit it. Maybe he wasn't aware of that aspect. So yeah, Mannix has got a solid lead here.
It'll be interesting though, because like Mannix has been just doing some safe strats where Booba's been going for some better strats or faster strats. So it'll be interesting to see if Mannix can keep that lead through these last 2 levels.
We'll see. So you can do these ladder jumps in this game, and with Luigi, you actually have an 8-frame window to pull them off. So I don't know if Mannix goes for those or not. Looks like he did one there, so he might be. This could make a huge difference. Oh yeah, Mannix is hitting all kinds of ladder jumps. Nice.
And Char, yes, Mario is just kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, Lance, but Mario is just kind of like an all-around decent character. Luigi has really high jumping. Peach can float, and Toad is fast.
Basically, you could think of Mario as like a slightly slower Toad with slightly better jumping ability. So yeah, he is more of like an all-around character, but from a speedrun perspective, he would be the slowest character to use in the game. If you were going to use all 4 characters against each other, Mario's at an automatic advantage compared to everyone else. Alright, so Mannix is on 7-2, going into the hard part here. And Booba's right on his tail. 7-2 is a pretty intense feeling stage if you're on PB pace, because you have to do everything right, because your pace determines how the Wart fight will end up going. And Wart has a lot of crazy patterns, and this ceiling jump's going to be really cool here that Mannix does. See how well he does with it. It took him like 4 tries, which isn't too bad actually for a race.
And so if you don't do that ceiling jump there, will you actually just progress up a screen to a different screen?
Yeah, and then you have to climb back down and retry it, because it's worth getting it. Like, even if you mess it up, you want to get that trick, because it cuts off so much of the stage. You have to traverse a pretty awful area if you don't get it. And it takes a long time as well. Mannix took a hit. That could be bad. But we'll see. I mean, most of the time people do the Wart fight small anyway, but he just has to make sure he doesn't get hit by the door here. I think he's alright. Yeah, that duck was smart. He would have got hit if he did. Looking good. So yeah, Mannix is going into Wart. And so the way the Wart fight works is the veggie has a set cycle pattern. It will always shoot out of the middle cannon to the right first, and you will always get a low bubble pattern from wart. The bubbles kind of have their own timer as well. It goes low, middle, high, middle, low. So the first and fifth cycles are really difficult to get the veggie in wart's mouth. So you have to keep track of his bubble pattern, his walking pattern, and where these veggies are shooting from. So, but Mannix is looking solid.
He's definitely taking it really safe and slow, though, where Booba at least was trying to do the same cycles.
Yeah. It could be enough for Booba to take the lead back and win. We'll see what happens, though. The war fight requires 6 hits, and I haven't kept track well enough to see how many hits each of them have gotten, unfortunately.
I haven't either. I am really nervous for this. This is really close. We got 3 people on wart.
Pretty awesome.
I keep waiting to see if he's going to stop flashing or not.
Yeah, just 6 hits. That's all it takes. Mannix, I think, has 1 more hit. I don't know where Booba's at or Butters. Yeah, Mannix got it. There it is. Don't touch wart after you've hit him. He will kill you.
Assuming Mannix gets in this door. Mannix has won our Super Mario 2 race.
11:36 was the time it looked like to me.
Yeah, according to SRL, it was an 11:37, and Booba had an 11:43. So holy cow, that might be our closest race outside of our very first Little Mermaid race. But
Butters.
really,
Butters
really
took
good
a death.
jobs.
And Zenka's on 7-2 now, closing in. So if Butters doesn't get a more efficient wart fight, this could actually change. Zenka could get third.
Yeah, just looking off of Zenka's splits, it looks like outside of 7-1 that he had a little troubles with, like he has had a really solid run since he reset.
Yeah. He's already in the wart fight. This could be interesting. Let's see how well he knows these veggie cycles. It's going to wait out that low pattern, which I don't blame him. That's pretty rough to hit sometimes. He got the second veggie in there real nice. Yeah, his wart fight looks really good so far. This is really, really the way you're supposed to do it, and it's not easy. That 5th cycle was low, so we waited it out, and I don't blame him.
Looks like Butters will still get third.
Yep.
But barely, because, Zenka has had a really good fight so far.
Well, and they even got that fast throw on that 6th veggie. That was nice. Took a hit. That's all right. He's still got another hit he can take. Oh, no. He ended up taking a death.
I would just like to say, for once, it was not me with the commentator's curse. Usually, that is always me.
Someone's got to do it. But Zenka was showcasing the, more speedrun based like wart fight strats. So it's pretty cool to see, even if he ended up taking a death, unfortunately. And I guess maybe Tubes decided to step out of the race.
Yeah, I didn't see how he. I'm assuming he game overed and got frustrated, but I didn't see. I saw he was up through into World 6, so it might have been 6-2 that got him, or probably 6-1 maybe.
Possibly. I didn't see quite how far he had made it.
But I mean, honestly, having 4 of our 5 racers finish, I think, is pretty decent for this game. This game looks incredibly punishing.
It is, very much so. Let's see, I don't know how many hits Zenka has left here on War.
Okay. So Tubes explained in RGR where he was.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. That's on 1-1 and 6-2. 6-2 is rough sometimes.
So Beetle, stick around for another minute. I'll explain some stuff after Zenka's done. God, so many of these veggies are just going just below him.
Yeah, the jump height has to be really precise to make sure you're under the bubbles, but still high enough to hit war. It's a big pain. Those high bubble patterns, it's not bad at all, but the middle and then especially the low patterns, it's really rough. But that'll do it. Wart's down. You got a 6-dose veggie treatment.
Yeah, so outside of, I think, 1-2 and 7-2, Zenka had a really good run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, you've run this much more than I have, Lanks. Like, what do you think about these guys just having about a week to learn this game and then doing a one-time race and like how this turned out time-wise?
I mean, seeing how low their attempts counters are, they did really well with this game because, like I said, it's not an easy game to learn, and they all have pretty decent PBs for the amount of time they put into the game. So, I mean, if anything, that should encourage others to try and take this game on too. Like I said, it's a good game to start with, I think, because it is a little more challenging, but you can see that everybody took pretty well to it and still managed to get really, really good times in the game. So. And anything under 13 minutes is pretty strong to start off with. So
this may have been my favorite race to watch just because of the diversity of strats. Like McButters, I think, went peach every stage.
Yeah, full peach for sure.
And Booba was doing the Luigi strats early on. Like there was so many different like strats and even characters chosen that it was really, really fun to watch and commentate.
Yeah, this game, I mean, this is my favorite NES speedrun of all time. And that says a lot because I've put all of my time into Contra. But this game, I just really love the tech in it, and I love the look of it. And the world record is insane. You should watch that too. It's probably one of the most impressive runs I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, it's just a really good speed game. I think it's the best Mario speedrun out there. So
I think we are going to have Mannix join us really quick for a short interview. Until he gets in here, next month is going to be a little tricky. So what we've been normally trying to do is do the third Sunday of each month now. But I know next month they're having the Big Ten competition on the 17th, which would be the third Sunday. I think that's third Sunday, at least. Let me check real quick. Yeah, and then the fourth Sunday is actually the start of SGDQ. So we're still looking at when we can do the race next month. It might still be the 17th, or we might back it up to probably the 10th. But we'll let you know in the RGR Discord when that will be. You can post the Discord in chat real quick. So yeah, if you are interested, Beetle or anyone else, join the Discord and we'll have more information probably in the next week about what we decide for the next date or for the date of the June race. Just because there are a couple big speedrunning events that are keeping us potentially from having it on our normal time. But it looks like Mannix is here. Are you here, Mannix?
I am. Oh,
dude!
Hey, congrats!
Congrats so much, man. That was a really, really solid run.
Thanks a lot. I just want a quick shout out to Cove and AngryLanks. I know you guys have awesome commentary. I'm gonna watch it for sure. And to all the runners, like I was shaking the entire run. It was crazy. I almost split during the ward fight because my leg was shaking and it was on the split. I have a split pedal and I almost split just from the shaking. It was pretty weird.
You clutched it out.
Were you 3 seconds from your PB?
I was 3 seconds from my PB, and on the last veggie I was actually ahead, but I missed the first or a couple veggies in the fight. But overall it was a gold split anyway for the last one. But the race was really weird. When I messed up 1-1, I thought for sure I was last place after stage 1, so I said I just had to put it away and just do my game, and I just went really well after all that. Like nothing went extraordinarily wrong after that.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can only mess up 1-1, I think you're in pretty good shape with this game because there are so many places you can mess up and lose time.
Yeah. About 2 hours before the race, I decided I can't get 6-2 down. It's not working for me. I'm just going to play with Toad because that's what I'm doing with the rest of the race. And I said I'm more comfortable doing the Birdo fights with Toad because there's more room for error, so to speak, with Toad because you can pick up quicker and stuff like that before he starts firing at you. So I said I'll just play with Toad and it'll be what it is, and it turned out okay.
So what were your thoughts, Mannix, for learning SMB2 in a week?
It's an extremely fun game, but it's also an extremely punishing game. Like I said yesterday, I'll do some no reset runs. I just couldn't. Like the game is punishing, and I think I'll try to pursue it after this race. Like there are some games where the race is done, I'm like, I don't really want to play it. This one I still feel like playing it. There's some unfinished business with it. It's definitely a good speed run, and the mechanics of the game are just incredible. Like if you just want to play a game that has like nothing wrong with it, this is probably the game.
Yeah, because Lanks, I think I saw you say this in Discord. Is there zero RNG in this run?
Absolutely zero RNG. Like people might try to say there's RNG because there's a Birdo that spits fireballs, and it feels random, but it's actually all determined on your pace. Your pace determines exactly what happens in every fight. So if you can get to Birdo early enough, you know exactly what's going to happen every time. If you can get to Wart early enough, you know exactly what's going to happen every time. So it's all just very execution heavy.
That is pretty incredible because I don't know many NES games that have zero RNG.
Yeah, there's not many. It's like this and Ninja Gaiden 2, but even that on the demon fight has a little bit of RNG.
Yeah, I think that would definitely like be a quality that I would look for in a game to run, because there have been so many games that I've run that you get to a point, you're on a great pace, and then not out of your control, you lose 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what makes the game frustrating in a sense, because every mistake, every time loss you do is all your fault. It's never a bad pattern or anything like that. It's all your fault. So I think it gets really to you because it's all on you.
Yeah, I feel that way too. So I understand what you mean by that, man.
On the flip side, when you get it all, it's extremely rewarding. So you're like, finally.
Yeah, there's nothing that feels better than having really clean execution on this game and just knowing what's going to happen and then executing it right. Because even if you know what's going to happen, it doesn't mean you're going to do it correctly, because it's still very difficult. So it is rewarding if you get it.
I see that I won the race by about 7 seconds from Iboa, and last night I said I'm gonna learn 7-1 the ladder jumps with Luigi, and I think I saved about 7 seconds on my split. So if I hadn't done that today, maybe he would have won the race. It's just last minute adjustments.
That was a very smart move for sure.
And we were actually talking like, hey, we wonder, Mannix has been playing a lot of strats more safer. Like Booba was doing like pretty much mostly tougher strats, going for time saves, messed up a couple of them, which kind of got you back into it and got you the lead. But then Lanks was like, yeah, I wonder if he can do the ladder jumps, and then boom, 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 boom. Like you were hitting them all over the place.
It's actually one of the most, it's actually not that hard, especially with Luigi. You can kind of just double tap your jump on the ladders and you almost get the jump every time. There's a lot more room for to get it done. So if you haven't tried it yet, definitely try it. It's easier than it looks. It's just about avoiding the enemies really after that.
Yeah, that's exactly correct, because Luigi has an 8-frame window for those ladder jumps, where every other character only has 3 frames. So like he said, that double tap, that'll get a ladder jump in almost every time. Like it's hard to miss him with Luigi.
Nice pro strats. Do you have any other like last comments you wanna say, Mannix, before we kind of shut the thing down?
Well, I do want to thank Strizer if we haven't yet. All this race is happening because Strizer is doing some hard work in the back end. He's been restreaming this for us quite a bit, and sometimes he was our only option, but he's gotten better at it, and it's awesome. All the runners who participated all week, like there's been a hard grind for this, and up until this morning, there were still people PBing and outbeating each other, and yeah, I think it was one of my favorite 1 week treks for this RGR. Maybe a shout outs to people who are watching for the first time. Like if you haven't speedran before and you liked what you see, like definitely pick up this game. Pick up speedrunning. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure. That's
Okay, well, congrats again, Mannix. I do want to say thanks again to AngryLanks. Lanks obviously has had no like need to come do this, but he was nice enough to come help us all week in the Discord, answering literally hundreds of questions that the runners had, and then helping me commentate today with actually. Usually I will learn the games in advance of the race, but this week has been crazy for me. So I've played up through I think 6-2, and that's it. But I've obviously watched a lot of these guys practicing. But thank you so much, Lanks, for being a part of it. I really enjoyed commentating with you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoy doing commentary, so I'll be glad to do it in the future if you guys need me.
Well, the one of the other two choices for this week was Contra. So
Oh, perfect.
if that ever makes it back, or if we already did Mermaid, so that's one game that off the table. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to have you back if we're ever doing another game that you run.
Yeah, sounds great.
For people who don't know what Retro Games Racing is, we're a group that once a month, the winner of the last month's race, so like Mannix won today, so in the beginning of June, he's going to release 3 games that we all get to vote on for which one of the 3 we'd like to run. And then once that vote finishes, we'll have somewhere in between 7 and 10 days to learn the game, and then we all do a race just like this. And so this originally started as a very small group of people that we wanted to kind of expand our breadth in speedrunning and find new games. And it's kind of grown into a really nice kind of monthly thing here. And so if it sounds like something that you would enjoy or you want to be a part of, join the Discord, follow the channel, and we'll be back next month, either on the 10th or the 17th, most likely. But we'll have more information in the Discord for next month's race very shortly. But thank you guys so much. Once again, follow all your runners. I'll put the runners command in there. They are really the stars of the show. We're so happy that they were able to do so well. Thank you again, Lanks. Thank you, Strizer, for the restream. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Have a good one.